think about the word government, right? Governing the mental realms. Ment is mind, mental, MENT. So anything that ends in MENT is of the mind. So the governments of the mind, our governing systems, are collapsing real time. We're starting to see behind the veil, behind Oz, if you will, all the corruption, all the imbalance. This is what full moons reveal, things that are hidden, right? Things that have been in the unconscious realm for so long that's now being brought up to light. This is also what Uranus and Gemini is bringing. You see, Uranus has been in Taurus for the last 7 years, and that's had to do with the body, right? Body consciousness. And I was, in meditation last night thinking about, where was I 7 years ago? Because supposedly the priestcraft of science tell us that the body changes completely and transforms every 7 years. So looking at where I am now compared to where I was 7 years ago, I had to really sit with, well, what aha moment? Because when you look at Uranus, Uranus is about unexpected flashes of insight. It rules lightning, right? So lightning can sometimes strike out of the blue in unexpected places. And if there's darkness where it's at, it can reveal things. That lightning strike can show you things that maybe you've never seen before. And so the last time that I experienced when Uranus ingressed into Taurus 7 years ago, 2018, was the first time that I partook in the toad medicine, right? 5-MeO DMT. And I was led because I had been in my meditation practices and I had been doing, a lot of internal work, and I still felt like I couldn't reach source. I couldn't reach that inner knowing, that connectivity to something beyond me. I mean, I felt like I'd been doing a lot of the internal work, and it didn't feel like I was really getting anywhere. So I actually listened to a Joe Rogan podcast. He was talking about his experiences with the toad medicine, and I don't think he used 5-MeO, but I think he used just regular DMT. Anyway, he was talking about his experience, and it really inspired me. I said, I think I'm ready to try this. I think I'm ready to transcend what I think I know, because I've reached the glass ceiling. I've done everything I could do within my own realm, within my own physicality, to really connect to source or to connect to the divine, but there was something missing. And so after listening to that podcast, I had made the decision that I was going to head and call this medicine in and have this experience. And again, this is 2018. So I would invite you guys to reflect on, what were you doing in 2018? What aha moment came out of the blue? Now remember, we just also had the solar eclipse that transited the United States in August of 2017. So there was already shifts happening. And 2018 was marking a time where there needed to be change. And Uranus was going to come in and change the systems, going to change something within you. And so 2018 is when I changed my consciousness, when I had that experience with the 5-MeO. And all I can remember, because I went to 2 journeys with it, and I haven't needed it since because I got what I needed in those journeys. But what I could remember was really tapping in to that state of consciousness, that oneness field. And if anybody's ever experienced here, maybe you guys can, put in the comments if you've ever worked with any type of plant medicine or any type of earth medicine in helping you expand your consciousness, and being able to see different realities and have a different experience of this altered state, right? And I even think of too, when we, even in the language, when you, the United States, when you go from state to state to state, you alter your perception. Each state has a different landscape, right? So even altered states is something simple as traveling. But when you take plant medicine and you do it intentionally, you're traveling into inner altered states, right? Inner altered states of consciousness and awareness. And I'm not advocating for anybody to here to do plant medicine. If you're called to it, that's your own journey for sure. But I will say that Uranus and Taurus, the Uranus is again the mind, flashes of insight, and Taurus is the body. So when I was called to do this particular plant medicine, or not plant medicine, this toad medicine, 5-MeO, this molecule, it allowed me to get into an altered state of consciousness of complete unity, where my ego dissolved, where I returned to everything that was, which is all light, right? Because when I was able to go into that state, and we did it very ceremonially, right? We did it, we burned sage beforehand. I had two other beings there that were holding space for me. So wasn't just any willy nilly. I had been fasting quite a bit. I had been very on purpose with this type of journey, with this medicine journey, that I really wanted, again, to transcend what I was experiencing in the mind, because I felt I was limited. And see if you guys can relate. When you have these mystical experiences, either through intense meditation, through breath work, there's holotropic breath work that you can work at to actually activate the DMT, which actually gets activated in the lungs, I found out. And then it gets, you know, pushed up to the pineal gland, and then this molecule opens up and you get into these different states. And so what I was able to get into was complete unity, oneness. I had just had this awareness, like, oh my gosh, it's all me. Everything outside of me, even the people I didn't like, even the people that pissed me off, it just seemed like all timelines collapsed into one field, which was just pure energy. And coming off of that medicine